I'm Rob Skinner, and this is the Rob Skinner podcast. I'm here with Shaijus Philip from India, and he's going to be sharing about how God is working in his ministry. All this and more on the Rob Skinner podcast. Welcome back to the Rob Skinner podcast. My goal is to inspire you to live a no regrets life, make this life count, and multiply disciples, leaders, and churches. Shai, just welcome to the program.
Thank you.
We're here at the Boston Healthy Church Growth Conference in Boston, Massachusetts. It's been fantastic. And I'm here with Shaijus. It's great to see you again. We saw each other back in 2017 in India and had a great time. I think at that time you were in Bangalore.
That's right. Yeah.
Right at that time.
That's right.
And we talked about your experience from the early days. We won't get into that now. But can you share about how God is multiplying disciples, leaders in your ministry? Tell us where you're at and how God is working.
Right. I was in Bangalore for 20 years, for a long haul there. And then 2021, we moved to Kerala, our home state. And so I also lead a church there in Kottayam, a city, and also oversee a few churches and also help in teaching ministry and serve as an academic director for the School of Mission. So it has been exciting to train youngsters in ministry. Past 14 years, the School of Mission has trained around 64 youngsters, and many of them are joined the full-time ministry. And that is something that we dreamed of for a long time because all of us were growing, aging, and we needed a new batch of leaders. And a lot of people are afraid to join ministry because of the financial challenges after 2003. Many staff were laid off. But people are afraid at that time. But by God's grace, this School of Mission effort has really inspired many youngsters to come forward and join the ministry. So that has been an encouraging, inspiring time.
That's fantastic. Wow, 64 new people who want to go into the ministry. That's fantastic. How else has God moved in your ministry?
I think certain parts of India, like we are trying to plan new churches. So Bangalore has a great initiative. There are 30 districts in Karnataka, that state. So they have an initiative called 30-30. That means 30 districts to be evangelized in by 2030.
Wow.
So they have been going with incredible plan, incredible passion, and they're doing it by inspiring the whole church to join this mission. So there are many disciples, whether they're young or old. They go for a weekend or a few days to these small churches. They stay there with them, evangelize with them, bring people to Sunday service, study the Bible with them, and then they come back. And they are so inspired. They are so moved by the opportunity and to see people responding to the gospel. So then they raise up money to send out to those missions. And amazingly, new churches are being planted. That's one initiative. Back in my state, we were also praying for our adjacent districts where there are no churches. And we didn't know where to go, how to plant. So people were also asking us, where are we going to plant the next year? So I said, I don't know.
Right.
We wanted to wait for the Spirit to open the doors.
Right.
Because earlier we used to just choose a place which is probably based on the size of the city and plan and send people there. But not everywhere it worked. But we found that when the Spirit opens the door, amazing things happen. So we prayed for the Spirit to open doors. And amazingly, there was one brother who was working as a steward for a rich man's house. That rich man is a very religious person who sends a lot of money for the missionary work and all that. He's old and he's suffering from cancer. But he saw the integrity and the faithfulness and the godliness of this man who was employed in his house. And he was so inspired and asked, why don't you have your church to come and meet in my house?
Wow.
And he told us, and we had a few people go there every Sunday evening. And this man had given a hall for church service free of cost. So we started evangelizing and having service. And this old man and his wife were so inspired. And one thing they were so amazed was they have got many churches. They're part of a traditional Marthoma church in Kerala.
Right.
But they said there is something so different in your group because you have people from all caste and all religious backgrounds, people who are educated, uneducated, rich and poor, all are treated equally. And all are given opportunity to serve the Lord. They said, this is unbelievable. We have not seen it anywhere. So he offered us a piece of land and told us, build a church here, plant a church.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, but he offered some 20 cents of land. And so once we went and saw the place, but then I felt like, I think the Spirit moved me to ask something more. So I said, we are also desiring to build a retreat center or camp center for our youth and also leadership training and all that. Instead of 20 cents, can you give us 1 acre of land?
Yeah.
So taken aback, but he said, he didn't oppose us. He said, give me a plan, what are you going to do? Then let us see.
Right.
He has a lot of land.
Wow.
And so then, we actually, many of us went there for 3 days. We stayed and prayed and shared our faith with people on the street. And we went house to house. And these houses are all around the hills. We had to climb up to each house. But it was amazing that we have never seen a place where people are so responsive, responding to the gospel, willing to come, willing to talk, willing to ask us to come and pray for their families.
Wow.
It was unimaginable. We have not seen it for a long, long time. So we really realized it is the Spirit who is calling us there.
Yeah.
And then the challenge was, now we have the place, they are even willing to give the land, but we don't have the people, especially people to lead. So again, we went up to God and we prayed hard. God sent out an incredible couple who are really full of faith, who are willing to take this challenge to lead the mission here. And we didn't find anyone for some time. And then we heard one couple from Bangalore. We had studied and baptized them long ago. They were in a stage where he's working for an IT company. He's a team leader. So he's working from home. And financially, he's doing well by God's grace. And he's also been giving a lot to missions. And so he was praying that as the children are going to college and one is graduating, one is going to high school. So it's a time where we can actually move. So they were, as a family, were praying, God, lead us to some place where we can be missionaries. Why? We are still working full time for our secular job.
Right.
And so he was actually planning to go to another city, but we really prayed and also requested him to consider. We didn't force him, but we said, this is an opportunity. We are looking for somebody like this. And they also fasted for a few days and prayed. I told everybody to pray in our region. And amazingly, they decided to move there. And last week they found a high school for their daughter and found a house. Everything is set and they're going to move in very soon. And now we are praying for more people to join and also God willing to give us some funds to support the rest of the group.
Wow. That's amazing. So you got the land.
Yeah.
And then you got the leader.
Right.
And it all just worked together.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
They have not given the land in writing, but they're still watching us to see we're doing well.
It's kind of like whoever has more will be given.
Exactly. Yeah.
One thing that always inspired me about you, Shaijus, is that when I met you, I had heard about you from back in the 80s when the church in Bangalore was originally planted. It was called a different city at that time. Was it Madras?
The original first planting was in Bombay.
Oh,
now it is called Mumbai. Then Bangalore. It was
Bangalore. Okay, so at that time you received just heavy persecution. Just I remember you were beaten in the streets and just for your faith. And I heard about that back in the United States. And I just remember hearing that story, just going, wow, my brothers are going through incredible persecution. And then to finally meet you, I was inspired. I was touched just by your courage, your faithfulness to stand and build a great church and to go through the suffering necessary to do it. Thank you so much for your lifetime of service and continuing to serve faithfully at your age.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for joining us on the Rob Skinner podcast. My goal is to inspire you to live a no regrets life, make this life count, and multiply disciples, leaders, and churches. Have a great day and make this life count.